Well, morning everybody. Back out for a morning run. It's 5:30 I think. Up at Clougha Pike. Beautiful. So, yeah, up. Looking at the birds. Ugh, black flies. Right, about to go past the gamekeeper's cottage. Here we go. How nice is that? Always makes me think of Hansel and Gretel. House in the woods. Oop. Oop. Peacocks are not up yet. It's funny, you know, getting out of the house at like 5:15 and as I drive up, you know, it won't be long before it starts getting dark at that time in the morning, but the birds are out, often on the road, pecking away, you know, easy victims out in the open, and you know, I sometimes have to kind of weave a little bit, because the birds are half asleep, I think, and it's kind of like the last minute they're like, oh crap, I better get out of here. Which is quite funny. Oh. Yeah, right, so after the week that was, well, the book I've been reading is Turgenev's Fathers and Sons. Those Russians, So, I believe with Dostoevsky, you know, Crime and Punishment, Brothers Karamazov, Chekhov, there's some tough going to come up. Not exactly lovely sweet Jane Austen. I mean, Jane Austen are the villains, but they're a bit comical, aren't they? Whew. Yeah, half asleep myself. Right, so Turgenev. I remembered reading in Hemingway that he said about Russian writers, French writers, and he'd said that the writing by Turgenev in some of Huntsman's sketches, how he described country, was wonderful. So I was in a charity shop in Hunstanton in Norfolk, and on holiday for a few days, and they had like 20 odd Russian writers at 50p each, including Huntsman sketches. So I thought, why not? Got a lot, and so I've got a bit of a library of them, and I'll be reading my way through. So by Turgenev, I read Huntsman sketches, and oh my god, absolutely wonderful. You know, short stories, you get some better than others. So I read Rudin, which, yeah, has got some similarities to what I've just read in Fathers and Sons. Now, so this is the problem. I'd like to tell you what I've got in my head about Fathers and Sons, but that'd just spoil the book, which is a real shame, because it's like, it's one of the flaws of booktube is that it's not a conversation. You could go on a live chat with somebody, I suppose. And the other thing is, after you've read a book, you want to talk about a book. I can't be doing with, that's 5 stars, that's 5 star, that's a 1 star for me. Gives you a bit of information, I suppose. But I want to talk about a book. Bloody hell, you know, this is the book. Boom, 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 boom. This is what I thought of this. This is what I thought of that. This is my view. What do you think? So, anyway, so I'll try and not spoil the book, but basically, oops, dead rabbit, you don't want to see that. Try not to spoil the book, but so the context of the book is 1860s Russia, and the writer Turgenev, he grew up in a wealthy household, big house, lots of, you know, not even servants, you know, serfs, maids, butlers, the lot. And his mother apparently was, you know, a very, I think the father died, but the mother ruled with an iron rod. The kids pretty much got a bit of a whooping every day, caning, whatever, don't know exactly what, but basically were disciplined physically nearly each day, whether they deserved it or not, for their own good type of thing. And she was very, very strict with the serfs. You know, that's not done right, come on, whip them. So that's a bit of a background to it. Now, that's his family background. Russia was just changing at the time from, you know, centuries before. It had been feudal, a little bit like Western Europe, lords, lower nobility, what have you. But Russia, they had serfs, and yeah, very strict structure, ancient families only marrying each other, wearing particular clothes, yeah, you know, not marrying the poor. Oh my calves, that type of thing. So that's the background, and it was changing. They were looking, I think I'm describing this right, they were basically wondering which way to take the country. Was there a Russian way? And it's always difficult, you know, they do this with England. What even is English culture? Stop complaining. Hey, what do you mean? So it's a bit like that. Russian culture what they were kind of describing, difficult to describe. It's like going for an interview, isn't it? What can you bring to the job? Oh crap, I don't know. Someone else will say, well, they're really good at this, this and this and this. Oh right, am I? Oh great. So anyway, Hemingway. Oh, a bit flatter. Look at that. Whew, that way you get the hill going down, that way you get the hill going up, and we're going up. So, right, where was I? Yeah, so the country was having to decide which way do we go, because we're looking at Europe, and Europe was flying. You know, lots of social changes, science, philosophy, you know, agriculture, all developments. Basically Europe was a bit in awe of Germany. What's going on there? Look at all these developments and philosophy, like Hegel and all this. So the aristocracy were kind of wary. Anyway, just like in America at the moment, kids got packed off to university and got an education that was different to how they saw the world, progressive. So off you go to university, get yourself a degree. Well, while you're here, yeah, how things run in your country is crap. You're evil, you should do it this way. So, right, so that's the story of the book. So this guy, Arcady, the son, we meet him at the start of the book. His father's waiting for him. He's coming back from university. Yeah. And so the son and the dad meet. Oh, I love you, son. Oh, I love you, Daddy. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Who's this with you, son? Says Daddy. This, Dad, is Bazarov, the purported hero of the book. Bazarov, again, I don't want to tell you too much. It's basically Bazarov is gruff, and in the book there's some toing and froing between houses. Arcady, the son's house, this attractive local female aristocrat with a younger sister, they're sometimes there, and they're sometimes at Bazarov's, you know, lower social status house. Now, this Bazarov is grumpy, pulls his face at everything. He's a house guest. Basically says to Arcady, your parents are all that now, particularly your uncle. Yeah, what use are they to society? All right, yeah, you're my mentor. I can see what you're saying, but they've got a heart of gold. Now, so I won't spoil it much, but there's a culture clash between, supposedly expressed between the son and the dad via Bazarov, who represents the coming way and the younger generation, Arcady, and the uncle represents the father's older ways, and Arcady and the son are kind of, you know, linked to those sides, but not as strong as Bazarov and the uncle. Now, what can I say without? So they end up having a fallout, the uncle and Bazarov, to represent this culture clash. And I'm not giving away too much, but Bazarov, in the middle of this argument, well, the uncle says, well, what do you mean? You know, why would you tear down the social structure? And Bazarov says, because we're nihilists. And he's like, what's a nihilist? What do you mean? Bazarov says, we've got to tear down everything. Everything? Everything. And the son's like, yeah, we question everything. He said, well, what about art? What about love? And Bazarov says, I'm a nihilist. I have no feelings. They mean nothing to me. Art is of no use. Right. So, what are you going to do if you tear down all these societal structures? That is of no concern of ours. That is not our job. Our job is to clear the way, destroy everything. And the son's like, yeah, it's great. So we're like, oh dear. So Bazarov goes off, don't care, clever. The uncle and father are like in a bit of turmoil, not so much over Bazarov, but over what's going to happen to society once everything's torn down, and the influence on the son. Right. Then they clear off to the aristocratic woman's house, and it's backwards and forwards, and it's about the clash between those. And it's difficult not to tell you how it turns out with a nihilist. If you've got a nihilistic view, and there's a few of those being put across in the world, isn't there? There always is. Oh, I'm really clever. Oh, right, yeah. I'm so clever, bored, I don't know what to do with everything. So, tear it down. What? No, I'm clever, remember? Alright, we'll tear it down. Start tearing it down. Right, we're tearing it down. What are we going to do now? Oh, that's not my job. I've done my job. What? We followed you for this? So, yeah, it's interesting. I'll stop at that point in the book, but we'll go back to Russia. So that's them choosing like a ideology. Yeah, an ideology. Tear everything down. And let's have a think about whether it's clever with what ideologues don't do. Yeah, you can forward think your way to all kinds of conclusions. Yeah, you know, set off. But if you end up at the point where it's let's destroy everything in our country and it'll sort itself out, that may not turn out to be a good thing. Now, because this is what's the problem with academics. That's the way that their brain likes to think. One, forward think through something. Forward think. Yeah, not look at something and go, wow, Mother Nature, millions of years. That's way cleverer than I am. But I can observe, I can see what works and what's not, and I can try and implement that. But in a little way, no, it's forward thinking, and I want my name on this. If I get my name on this, I'll be famous, I'll go down in history. If everything burns down, I'll be remembered for everything that burns down. Yeah. All I need is to spin it well, slag everybody else off, say the future, the words future, the words new and improved, science, and just pick up enough people and away you go. Now, across the other side of Europe, Western Europe, and over in America, there's a different attitude. You know, work hard, look after your family, get your own place, offer something, create something, offer something. Yeah, not all those assets, you know, the opposite view. All those assets, yeah, be all better if I could take it off your hands, rich boy, and if I ran it, it'd be brilliant. Right, you think so? I'll put it this way, if you don't let me, I'm going to chop you up. Oh, right, okay, fine, fair enough, have it. If I can, I'm going to nick off and go and live in America. So in America, you offer something, you sell something, somebody wants it, will buy it, you get richer, you can make more of it, more decisions. So, but no, some people think that's evil. You didn't sell something to those people, you stole it off them. Hey, what do you mean? Yeah, you did. You've got it, they don't have it. The obvious solution is you stole it. Oh, bloody hell, not this again. We left Eastern Europe to get away from this crap. Anyway, so background. So back to the book. That's the background and part way in. So it's a playoff in these characters. But recommend it? Well, you've got the opportunity cost of reading something else. But if you want to read about Russia in the 1860s, then, you know, crack on and see what you think. But I think it's a good idea to read it in the context of what's about to happen to Russia that Turgenev does not know. And like, again, just a quick comparison. You can get to the end of Jane Austen and you can think, well, that was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There were some good guys, bad guys, interesting characters. True, it's a bit about the middle classes. The aristocracy might get a look in at a ball. The poor people might get a look in. So Jane Austen is really good at putting you in the position as if you're there. You know, you know, the characters are not far removed, except the coach driver. Oh my God, the coach driver, the maids. You know, these characters would have had a maid dressing them all their life, every day. But you'll be like second to last chapter. Oh, I went into my dressing room and said, send the maid to me. Quick, get me my pink hat. Yes, mistress. What was that? And that's it, boom. So there's none of that. Now in Turgenev, you get occasionally, you get a conversation with, no, in Huntsman sketches, you get a bit more, a lot more. But in Turgenev, Fathers and Sons, we get a bit of a description, but yeah, they're talked of in this distance. So Basarov, I read somewhere that, like they say, like Russian Revolution, French Revolution, it's an uprising of the poor. They all just get together and go, enough's enough, we're changing society. And somebody went, no, that ain't true. It's one of the upper classes is peeved off that they're not in charge. Their route to the crown, their route to the estate, which they deserve, either through bloodline or through brains or whatever, they go, this is out of order. How come you picked, Prince William over me, Prince Harry, just because I'm second born? I've had enough of this. Right, let's tell the poor that those are buggers, and if they come with us, things will be better. Yeah, won't we come with Prince Harry? Forget that William, he's terrible. Oh my God, soldiers coming into our village. Quick hide. I know what we'll do. What? Get rid of the green flags and bring out the red flags. We'll just say we're with Harry. Yeah, there's no photos now, is there? There's no paintings of us. Hang on, yeah. William's back. Oh God. Was he green or was he red? Oh. Yeah, so it's more like that. So in this book, Bazarov, the nihilist, it says early on, oh yeah, he chats to the poor and they like him. That's about it. And there's a funny little line towards the end. But I'd be interested in your, nearly at the top now. Sorry I've gone on for so long. But I'd be interested in if you just read all Jane Austen and were like, oh, it's a bit about coaches and a little bit daft at times, but wonderful, I'm going to reread them. Right, I'll have a bit of a change. I'll read Turgenev's Fathers and Sons. Oh, what? He thinks that of his dad and his own society, and what that happens? Oh, you're joking. What's the point of this? I'm not sure you'll be happy. Oh, where are we? Oh, I'm not sure you'd be happy. There's a little F on the wall for finish, and we're 1,000 foot up. So this is where the hill turns over. All of this, you can see all the lumps and bumps, was all quarried by hand a couple of 100 years ago. Biggish rocks, wing breaks. So biggish rocks cast aside because they wouldn't be suitable for the thick stone slate roofs in and around Lancaster. Right, so I can't recommend, I 100% recommend sketches from the Hunter's album. Wonderful. Fathers and Sons, you're into Russia, you're into, occasional mind warping, misery, whatever, then it could be for you. But opportunity cost, isn't it? Shame we can't talk one-to-one with somebody who's read it. But happy reading, everybody. Downhill now and back home for a lovely cup of coffee, shower and breakfast. Over and out, unless I see you again. Happy reading, everybody. Sun just trying to break through, and there's the pathway home. Wonderful. They're just getting up. Peacocks. There was a male one round the back. Oh. Good size of them. As it once came running down here. Oh, you won't be able to see it. Just stood on the last bale, bottom right corner. Once came down here to go running up there. I could see about 20 odd peacocks. Bloody hell, peacocks. So there were 20 odd of them. And we're just jogging down with a friend. And this giant buzzard just kind of slowly sets off. It had been looking for a big dinner. Right, there's the hill. See you later.